no circumstances ever do a Ouija board.
Project Prometheus. The God helmet wasn't just wires and magnets, it was a key, a crude lockpick for the hidden architecture of the mind. When the coils hummed, subjects described unzipping reality at the seams.
People are, again, eating fast food and finding weird stuff.
I'm going to show you some video that back up my theory that Gerald was not a dolphin. He was part of the mermaid family.
She give him coffee out the pot and go give him some of the coffee from the back that they be making. They go test the coffee. Tell me why the coffee is loaded with fentanyl.
Are your parents cousins? They are. Are you Pakistani? I am. Are your parents cousins? Yes. Are you Pakistani? Yes.
So watch this video. It's of an Israeli reporter going undercover as a priest.
It's salt.
Why is there salt on my floor?
Because witches can't cross salt.
Welcome back to The Wizard's Fish. First off, I just want to give a huge thank you to everybody. We are already almost at 5K. Like, that's insane. Completely insane. So thank you. As usual, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump straight into things. So everything that you see in here is for entertainment purposes only, and viewer discretion is advised. Let's get into it.
No circumstances ever do a Ouija board. Something in me always said, whatever's talking through that, I'm not in. You basically invite in anything. A Ouija board is an open door. So as soon as you all start putting your fingers on the glass, that is an invitation. That is a door open to the spiritual realm. Now, whatever comes through there, you have given a legal spiritual stronghold to come into your home, to come into your space, sometimes even to come into your bodies. Okay, so what comes through Ouija is never the Holy Spirit, it's never God, it's never Jesus, it's not your past loved ones, none of that. They are demons waiting for an entry point. So you then come into agreement and you accept any and every spirit that comes through that board, and it will come and it will curse. Just one of the stories, my mother did a Ouija board and it said to her, split wrists. Okay, now my mum ignored it, and it also spelled out the word sink. So she went on holiday after doing this Ouija board when she was younger, went on holiday, and she went into the bathroom, and as she leant on the sink, it broke and it cut both of those. So that cursed her.
As of today, are you in direct relationships or contact with any type of Mossad agent?
Witness protection.
That's the truth.
Palm Beach Pete did a lie detector test. He needs to be taken in for actual questioning.
Have you and Jeffrey Epstein ever been in the same room together?
I was at a party and he was at that party. I never spoke to him. I never met him. He just happened to be at a party that I was invited to.
So the answer is yes?
The answer was yes. I was in a room and he was in the same room.
No, I'm getting a little deception there.
Look at this death stare he's given to the lie detector tester.
Have you ever been or leased a private island?
Never.
That's a little bit deceptive there. I'm seeing a little bit of deception.
Death stare.
That's interesting.
Are you or do you know a Mossad agent?
When you take a lie detector test, you're supposed to give yes or no answers. Palm Beach Pete goes off and tells a bunch of weird stories and anecdotes.
When I was in the Maccabi games,
Oh, hell, there we go.
in 2005, my first round match was against a guy named Moti. And when I finished playing him, guy that was watching the match says, "You know who you were playing?" I said, "Yeah, Moti. He told me he was a policeman." And then he said, "Oh, he's one of the heads of Mossad."
The head.
So I kind of knew him. I played him in a tennis tournament.
Big, long, true story.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, he did. That's
Cover
truthful.
for the yes answer.
He's got like a real serious look to him, but then he like snaps into a different character. So yeah, I'm like extra suspicious of this guy now, even more so than I was before.
All right, I gotta show you guys something. So right here, I'm watching the live stream for the Artemis 2 mission. You can see this was the official NASA YouTube channel. Started 7 days ago. This is the live stream. You can see the cabin, just like that.
Integrity crew,
right here.
To continue.
Look at all those stars. I'm going to rewind just 1 second.
They screw up all the time.
Okay. Here's their crew. This is their ship. So far, this is what everything looks like. And in just a moment here, you're going to see stars appear everywhere. Just like that. See all those stars?
Go to continue in the umbilical procedure.
What's going on? What are all these stars? They just appeared. They weren't there a second ago. Watch, it's gonna get darker here in just a second. Watch, see, it's gonna get darker. This is inside the spacecraft. Look at this. That's inside the spacecraft. This is the official NASA YouTube channel. Started 7 days ago. 49,000 people are watching this right now.
That's hilarious.
I'll rewind again.
I'd like to hear their excuse.
It like
there's a camera glitch.
This is what it normally looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay. No stars, no stars. Nothing. That's their gear, I guess, right there. No stars. Stars everywhere.
Integrity crew, you are go to continue in the
like it's like see-through. You can see through his shirt. Look at that. Like the screen's moving. I don't like being lied to.
What you guys think?
People are, again, eating fast food and finding weird stuff.
Bro, tell me why this thing just fell out of my Burger King and is now fucking moving on its own.
That's a smart pill.
What in the actual
Well, it's one of those liquid robots.
No, thank you.
Shout out to T1000. It's just trying to live.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Looking for a host.
Shout out to Burger King.
Tell me why
A lot of people are wondering why he's still eating.
Think about your school years. What were you actually trained to do? You were trained to sit still for 8 hours. You were trained to memorize instructions. You were trained to raise your hand to ask for permission to speak or even to go to the bathroom. You were trained to fear failure. And above all, you were trained to complete tasks given to you by a superior authority. These are not the skills of an owner. These are the skills of a compliant worker. The school system was designed in the Prussian era to produce soldiers and factory workers. It was never designed to produce capitalists.
This is the story of Project Prometheus. The God helmet wasn't just wires and magnets. It was a key, a crude lockpick for the hidden architecture of the mind. When the coils hummed, subjects described unzipping reality at the seams. It wasn't just hallucinations. It felt as though they had tuned into layers of existence normally sealed away. The government called it Project Prometheus. On paper, neuroelectrical research into soldier resilience. Off the record, forced glimpses of the divine and the eternal. What the subjects saw, the light travelers. Some wore the helmet and reported their bodies dissolving into radiant threads. They floated in endless lattices of gold, greeted by luminous figures who radiated pure compassion. These light beings whispered messages of unity, forgiveness, and cosmic oneness. When the sessions ended, these subjects often became unrecognizably different, serene, detached from petty worries, obsessed with ideas of universal love. They couldn't go back to ordinary life. But then, the opposite, the dark side. Others were dragged into shadow. Their visions weren't angelic but oppressive. Towers of smoke, crawling figures, the feeling of being watched by an intelligence older than humanity. They described architects of fear, entities feeding on their terror. These subjects emerged unstable, haunted, convinced they had glimpsed to the engine of hell itself. A smaller fraction saw both. Their sessions began in bliss, soaring through crystalline cities of light, only to collapse into darkness, where angelic forms warped into grotesque, mocking faces. These participants often fractured, oscillating between euphoric mania and crushing paranoia. After the helmet, the visions didn't stay locked to the lab. Long after the electrodes were unplugged, subjects reported bleed-through. Light subjects claimed to still see the beings shimmering at the edges of reality, offering guidance. They glow with unusual calm, sometimes reporting their very bodies radiated heat or static charge in moments of focus. Dark subjects reported the opposite: sleep paralysis, whispers in the night, shapes that followed them into mirrors. Some vanished from the program altogether, institutionalized or quietly transferred. A classified note in one leaked report allegedly read, "Exposure produces permanent reorganization of consciousness. Subjective experiences range from beautiful enlightenment to irreversible psychotic fracture. Recommend indefinite suspension of protocol unless controllable filters can be devised." Terrifying part wasn't just what people saw, it was the consistency. Subjects who never spoke to one another drew eerily similar sketches of the entities. The light beings, tall, faceless, radiant figures with arms like branching trees. The dark ones, jagged silhouettes with too many eyes, or shadows that dripped black tar. The government couldn't decide which was worse, that the helmet created hallucinations so strong they rewrote the brain forever, or that it really did tune people in to some hidden broadcast of the cosmos, one that revealed we share a universe with things our eyes were never meant to see. The project officially shut down, equipment mothballed, data sealed, but insiders say a handful of helmets were never destroyed. A few scientists kept working, convinced they could separate light from dark, refine the signals, and harness the experience. And every so often, a story bubbles up of a soldier who speaks in riddles about golden cities, or a former test subject who swears she can feel the hum of the coils at night, drawing her in to the current of beings that live just one frequency away. What do you guys think? Is this possible? Could it be real? Let me know in the comments.
I think so.
When I tell you guys we are entering scary times, we are absolutely entering scary times. Check this out.
Rainwater is a public resource, and collecting it without permission is illegal.
In Oregon, a man was convicted and sentenced to jail for collecting and using rainwater on his own land. The state government charged him with theft. Rancher Gary Harrington built 3 large reservoirs on his property to collect rainwater and snowmelt. Harrington said the water was primarily used for fire prevention and to provide drinking water for wildlife. However, the state classified his actions as theft and brought criminal charges against him. Under a municipal regulation, all water resources within city limits, including precipitation, are considered part of the public water supply system. The city asked the court to order the removal of his water collection system and impose fines. Despite multiple appeals, Harrington argued, "The water falls on my land. I didn't sell it. I only used it on my own property." The court ultimately rejected his argument. In the end, Harrington was convicted on multiple charges, including the illegal use of state water resources. He was sentenced to 30 days in jail and fined more than $15,000. The case sparked strong public backlash, with many residents calling it an act of tyranny. If a person cannot even own the rain that falls on their own land, what do they truly own?
And this is why I keep telling people that we have to start waking up. This is us right here trying to tell the mind-controlled people that we are being controlled. They are trying to control nature. How is collecting rainwater a crime if Earth is giving it to us for free? It's like you guys are waiting until we have zero freedoms at all to finally start waking up. We all have to come together and do something about this shit, bro. We are not free. We are all coexisting in an invisible prison. And the only thing keeping us in this prison is our minds. As long as we obey, they control us. But if we wake up and start standing for what's right, what's in our human rights that God gave us, we'll finally be free. Wake the fuck up, people.
April 7th, 2026, during a live stream of the night sky, we caught this around 2 hours into the live stream. There were over 200,000 people who witnessed this. Now my question is, what is this thing? If anyone knows what this is, please let me know in the comments.
Doesn't look like Starlink.
This is the craziest thing we have ever captured live.
I saw Starlink back a few months ago, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what the heck is that thing? And then realized what it was. But yeah, it was kind of interesting to see. Looks way too close together to be Starlink. Some other moving dealie over there too. Yeah, another one. They're coming soon.
I'm going to show you some video that back up my theory that Gerald was not a dolphin. He was part of the mermaid family.
We're with former NOAA biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and joined by Dr. Torsten Smith. He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year the astonishing footage we just watched. And I'd like to start out with some reactions. Dr. Paul Robertson.
I'd really like to see what's on that second camera.
I'm glad. I think we all do. Our viewers at home, too, would like to see that. We're going to show you that right now. Let's take a look.
It'd be so creepy being down that deep.
Dr. Robertson.
No, sorry. Can we play that back, please?
Can we get the footage of that back up there? Can we, in fact, why don't we take both cameras, first and second sync, and let's roll them together. Can we do that? Take a look again.
You got it.
I'm telling you, these things are out there. They've always been out there. They've been documented by many, many explorers. Gerald was real, but he wasn't a dolphin.
Jay-Z should have never done that interview yesterday. For months now, a huge mystery has been building around him because he has been avoiding appearing in public. And yet he recently did an interview and a photo shoot with GQ that changed everything. The photo I'm showing you is the first one from that interview. At first, it might seem like there's nothing to say, but a lot is actually hidden behind it. There's also this photo from the same shoot where he's sitting as if he's trapped inside some kind of box. But more importantly, there's this strange and unsettling mask hanging on the wall. Does anyone recognize the artwork behind this image? But here is the most disturbing photo from the entire interview. Honestly, it's deeply unsettling. You can see him sitting in a chair, gripping the armrests tightly. Look closely at his face. It almost looks like he's in pain. There's also something strange about his teeth. This photo really reminds me of one of the darkest fashion designers we know today. We also have this image, which is just as disturbing if you pay attention to his posture, but especially the overall atmosphere. Everything feels very dark and unsettling. You can feel it with the red background and his all-black suit. But what draws the most attention is that object on the wall. Hypothetically speaking, these photos give off something deeply disturbing, especially since we haven't had any real news from Jay-Z. I'm waiting for your thoughts in the comments. I want to know if this photo shoot makes you feel uneasy too.
Val Kilmer said to be resurrected with AI for a new film. I don't know why it says said to be, but whatever.
And they don't have to pay him.
This is an actual article, by the way. But let's get into it. So for some reason, every time I talk about AI, it's never nothing good. Well, anyway, Val Kilmer will be the latest Hollywood star to be resurrected by AI. The acting legend, who was unalived last year at age 65, will star in the drama As Deep as the Grave. Interesting title. Kilmer was attached to the project prior to his unaliving from throat cancer. The late actor will play Father Fenton, a Native American spiritualist and Catholic priest. Speaking to Variety, director, wow, this is a Variety article and they messed up like that on the title, but anyway, director and writer Coerty Voorhees, isn't that Jason's last name? Said that the role was designed around Kilmer, from Friday the 13th, who was an advocate for Native American rights and claimed to have Cherokee heritage. He was the actor I wanted to play this role, Voorhees said. It drew on his Native American heritage, I didn't even know he was Native American, and his ties to and love of the Southwest. But Kilmer was unable to make it to set due to his battle with throat cancer. Wow, so he never made it to set. With the late actor's estate and his daughter Mercedes to bring Kilmer back to life with the state-of-the-art generative AI, where he said that Kilmer's son Jack, an actor who starred alongside Rory Culkin in 2018's Lord of Chaos, also supports the project. Well, at least some of his family supports it, I guess. His family kept saying how important they thought the movie was and that Val really wanted to be a part of this, where he's told Variety. He really thought it was important. It was an important story that he wanted his name on, despite the fact some people call it controversial. This is what Val wanted. As Deep as the Grave is based on the true story of archaeologist Ann and Earl Morris, who worked with the Navajo people in the 1920s to uncover North America's earliest civilization, the ancestral Pueblo. The film, previously titled Canyon del Muerto, has been in the works since 2023, with Harry Potter actor Tom Felton set to star as Earl and BAFTA winner Abigail Laurie to play Anne. A supporting cast includes the Oscar winner Wes Studi, I don't know who that is, and actor Jacob Fortune-Lloyd. The AI-generated version of Kilmer will appear in a significant portion of the film, where he said the film will use images of the actor taken throughout his life to recreate Kilmer through the decade. So I have mixed feelings on this topic. On one hand, I feel like if the actor and his family signed off on it and supported, I guess I can kind of get behind that. But at the same time, we know how tricky Hollywood and their contracts can be, just because, he's an example of a celebrity who doesn't mind his image being used for AI after he's gone. Do they all necessarily feel that way? I don't know. You know what I mean? And the whole AI thing, it gets to a point where once they have your image and likeness, do they really need you anymore? They can just cut out the middleman. I don't know. But I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. As always, this was my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not mess with my video. And if you enjoy content like this, be sure to like, share, and follow. But only if you're interested, because you never want to miss anything.
I'm kind of curious if, well, since they like to kind of throw things in our face and rub it in, I'm wondering if maybe they're saying it's AI, but like, what's his name? The fittest flat earther guy there. I'm wondering if maybe they killed off the character and then now they're going to bring him back, but say it's AI. And then that way they can parade him around in a film and then, yeah, kind of trick everybody into thinking like, oh, wow, that looks so realistic. But really it's the character back pretending to be AI. I could see it being possible.
What the fuck is this shit, dude? Look at this shit, dude. Watch these 3 crazy looking orbs. Crazy colors.
Definitely not a plane.
We got aliens, we got orbs in Detroit, dude. Look at this shit. You see that shit?
She
She thought she was rescuing a stray, but minutes later, she was trying to escape her own room.
What, a
The
raccoon?
video shows a woman bringing a homeless cat inside, setting down food, and giving it a safe place to rest. At first, everything looks calm. The animal eats, moves around slowly, and nothing seems unusual. Then the behavior changes. The cat stiffens, pacing, watching her movements. As she tries to leave the room, it suddenly lunges. The attack is fast and aggressive, forcing her to back away while the animal keeps advancing. What started as a kind gesture turns into a tense and dangerous moment. She eventually gets away, but the damage is already done. Scratches and bites raise immediate concern, and later she has to undergo rabies shots after the animal is confirmed infected. Doctors warn that rabies is extremely serious. Once symptoms begin, the consequences can be irreversible. The scariest part is how quickly it escalated. No warning, no time to react. If the animal had been taken straight to a vet, the risk might have been avoided. Sometimes trying to help feels harmless. But with unknown strays, one small decision can turn into a life-changing emergency.
Clearly.
Oh my God. Oh. Damn, fucking gun. What the hell? Oh. Come on. Oh.
That sucks.
Oh my God. Oh.
At least the TV still works for now.
First of all, y'all are strict. So let me give y'all this story time before I get in trouble. I'm just working from home on a customer call. They come in to change my sprinkler head. But when they get to this one, y'all, it starts dripping. They didn't have the trash bin at first. They have like this bucket here. They put this bucket under it. These two look at each other and literally say, we need a bigger bin. So many of you have asked this. I literally said to this guy before he left out, wait, don't you need to move my TV and my furniture first? He looks me dead in my face, I kid you not, y'all, and says, and I quote, no ma'am, we don't need to move nothing. We do this here all the time. We ain't gonna get nothing wet. He goes and comes back with this 50-gallon trash bin, and this next clip is where I started recording.
Hey, y'all, pull the one back over there.
Okay, right? Something to think about. Police are part of administrative law. Administrative law means that you go in front of an administrator, not a judge, an administrator. But administrators only have the ability to administer the estate of a deceased person. Now, a person is a 14th Amendment corporate federal citizen, which is the estate of a decedent, right? The estate of a decedent is a person. Now, a corporation is an artificial person or legal entity created by or under the authority of the laws of a state or nation. So it's under the authority, that's jurisdiction.
That is big.
Oh my god, it's green.
Oh man. Oh wow. Ooh. You got pretty close to the wall there. Damn. That's huge. Nice.
Are you guys set? Are you ready?
Go, go, go.
That's pretty gnarly.
Okay, we're climbing. We're climbing.
Holy hell. Maybe when I was younger. It's making me clam up.
Yeah, tell the child, say mama, say mama. The child gonna say mama. So why the child didn't say? If it was repeated. A lot of people seem to think that kids are their possession. They think that, oh, this my kid is gonna do what I tell them. But why? Listen, the kid is free, right? Kids come in the world free. The only time the kid not free is when the parent is telling them what to do. Granted that some parents or all parents are trying to help, but a kid don't need your help. A child is smarter than you. Listen, I'm gonna say what I mean, right? A child learns by observing. You ain't gotta teach a child how to talk, right? Listen, I'm gonna say this. Why do you think when you say dada, the child never say, it just say dada? Yeah, they don't never say dada, so it's not repeating you. Yeah. Tell the child, say mama, say mama. The child gonna say mama. So why the fuck the child didn't say? If it was repeated, the child wouldn't repeat. Right? The child understood that what you wanted to say, so it simply said it. But everybody want to act like they teaching the child. Say dada. They think they saying it wrong. A child not saying it wrong. They pronounce nothing wrong. A child actually pronounce everything right. A child pronounce the words using all the syllables because a child can understand and hear up to 420 different syllables. They can change it. They can pronounce it different. That's why I say goo goo gaga, da da boo boo ba. They're saying it. And what they saying really makes sense to another child, right? But
if you don't believe in witchcraft, hexes or curses, I need you to watch this video. If you're having strings of bad luck, sleep paralysis, if you're having thoughts to take yourself off the planet, that's not always something that's going on in the world around you. Sometimes it's been sent to you. As an ex-witch, I tell people about this stuff because I used to do this stuff, but I need you to watch this, please. We're going to kick this off with what I call child's play in the witchcraft world. Standard Etsy spells here, okay? Karma spells, bad luck spells, and as you can see here, one of the ones I was looking at, all this person needs to do this spell on you is this here. The person's name and what they did to you. They will then use your name or photo and put it in a horrendous mixture to send demons your way. They don't care to check the other side of the story. They're just going to take this person's money and what they said and send demons after you because they paid them on Etsy. Now I want you to listen to this video of somebody who actually does the worst of the worst, explaining dark magic to you.
Puede gastar casi unos $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. Generalmente se trabaja con diferentes tipos de elementos, más que todo velas negras. Puede ser solo mala suerte en el trabajo, en el dinero o en especial en el amor, para que esta persona no pueda volver a obtener o tener una nueva pareja. Y en los casos más especiales se puede llegar hasta enfermar o hacer que la persona fallezca.
Okay, so let me tell you who this will hit without a doubt. Witches and New Age practitioners, because no matter how much you try and do protection spells against this kind of stuff, you can't fight the enemy with his own word. People who have absolutely no spiritual understanding whatsoever, this will wallop you. Those of you who are covered in the blood of Jesus, this will not touch you. In fact, it will backfire horrendously. And I'm not saying that as a cocky Christian, you can't touch me. No, it's true. And it's been tested multiple times on me alone. I had a death hex done on me last year where somebody actually sent me a photo of a fox carcass on a table with my picture in it. I was absolutely none the wiser. If that had been done on me in witchcraft because the person who done it put a lot of time and energy into it, that would probably have taken me out. This stuff is real, and even seeing things like the Epstein files and the rituals that they did to Baal should start telling you that actually it's not just a game or a trend. So I'm saying to you, if you want to shut the door on this kind of evil, you got to pack up witchcraft. That's the only way to do it. If the door's open and you're sending magic out, the door is also open for magic to come back to you. You can call me crazy, you can say I've got spiritual psychosis, you can say that I'm trashing witchcraft. Yes, I am, because it absolutely ruined my life, and it will come and get you. Cover yourselves in the blood of Jesus, because this evil, this darkness, this worship of Satan and Baal is getting right up there, and people are angry. So if someone sees an opportunity to do you damage spiritually, they're going to take it. I plead the blood of Jesus over you, and I bind up and I rebuke any form of witchcraft, hex, curse or incantation done on you, your family, your children, your home or your work right now in the name of Jesus Christ. But please make sure the doors are shut.
Your hair looks like a Brillo pad that I want to scrub my sack with.
You wish you could
scrub your sack with my Brillo head if you had a sack. You sackless bitch. Can I say that?
You already did.
During our sex scene, I felt your dick rubbing into me.
They're not lying.
So I just dropped my Decepticon video. You know, I've dropped a couple of them. You know, I wanted you guys to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You know, I don't miss anything. You know, they have to let us know the truth in some form or fashion. So go check out my Decepticon video. You know, let me know what you guys think.
Ya, trate de vomitar. Trate de vomitar.
अब इसके मुंह से कुछ निकलेगा जो भी इसके साथ हुआ है वो इसके जरिए बाहर आएगा
The hell is that?
देखा बाहर आ रहा है काफी ज्यादा
Yeah, I'd probably freak out if something like that came out of me.
Yeah, see? Here we go. Here we go again. Girl at work, she working in the hotel. One of the customers there come up, need some coffee. He gets some coffee. He goes sit down, reading his paper, drinking his coffee. He's sitting there. So next thing you know, he's not feeling good. So he tells her, he like, hey, what's in this coffee? What's wrong with this coffee? I feel bad all of a sudden. She like, what you mean? What's in the coffee? What you mean? It's regular coffee. He like, yo, I don't feel good. I feel weird. Whatever. So she like, sir, you all right? So he like, no, I'm not all right. I don't feel good. She calls the manager. Boop, boop, boop. Manager come down. Sir, you all right? You all right? He know. What did y'all give me? This coffee wasn't right. I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm going to need an ambulance. I need to go to the doctor. I don't feel good. Like, my vision is blurry. So now he drifting in and out.
I think
So
I
now
know
that
what
he
it is.
drifting in and out, the ambulance come. They rush him to the hospital. They start doing their tests, this, that, and the third. Dude pass out. Boom, boom. They trying to do everything. They trying to get him back. He's out. He's gone. They do tests. They found a bunch of fentanyl in his system. They goes back, send the police to go talk to this girl like, hey, what happened with this guy, man? He said he was all right. He came down, got some coffee, and he's just say feeling weird. She was like, I don't know. That's what he did. He came, he ordered some coffee. I gave him the coffee. Next thing you know, he starts saying that he ain't feeling good. So now they like, yo, we gonna can we get some samples of this coffee or whatever? She like, yeah. She give him coffee out the pot and go give him some of the coffee from the back that they be making. They go test the coffee. Tell me why the coffee is loaded with fentanyl.
Not surprised.
Whoever smuggled the coffee over here from over there must have bust some in there. It was all in the coffee bean, the coffee bags, whatever. And this man drunk a cup of coffee from his hotel and died. This how serious shit getting, people. This how serious shit's getting. They dying rapidly off this shit.
And I'm going to just keep it real. In my opinion, it could even be possible that it was intentionally done. Because let's be for real, we cannot trust half of the products that we are getting from these establishments in this time. I will tell everybody, you need to be careful and allow yourself to be guided when dealing with certain things, y'all, because we in an age and era where enemy is running rampant. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. I would love to know. Make sure you get over to YouTube. Follow me on YouTube at I Am Awakened. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at I Am Awakened _ all things spiritual. And I just want to leave you guys as I came. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, love, light, and abundance to you all. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Yeah, so I don't think it's like the dealers and stuff putting that crap in, because it would end up costing them more money, and like it doesn't make sense to me, at least. But I think it's coming from higher up. I think they're intentionally high up people are putting it in stuff in order to help with the population, and also to help get people addicted, and that way they're unable to like defend themselves or take care of themselves, and they're pretty much dependent on the system after that.
So one thing about the laws out here in Hangzhou, China, all of China, is basically they got a lot of rules over here, and I'm sure you already heard about that. But the rules about driving your car, I can't go for that. You buy a car, you can only drive the car like half of the week. So every other day of the week, you're able to drive your car. And if you do it on the days that you're not registered to drive your car on those days, then the cameras, which are everywhere on every corner, will detect that you're driving, they'll see your license plate and send you a ticket. Yep, that's what happened. So you gotta drive your car on the opposite days of the week, or you get penalized. And I'm sure you get penalized pretty tough, because they don't play no games about their rules over here. When they say that's what you're supposed to do, that's what you're supposed to do.
I feel like things are getting weird in the universe, or maybe it's the universe trying to tell us something. I don't know, but take a look at this footage. This is actually coming from Creekside Veterinary, captured on April 9th, 2026. One of their clients, Angus cows, had a baby, and that baby ended up being a Cyclops cow. And come to find out, this is a rare genetic mutation, but it does happen in animals. Interesting. Take a look at this, comment below, tell me what you think.
I wonder if that comes from regulations to what they have to put in them and whatnot. That's brutal.
Bro, what the hell is going on?
Are your parents cousins? They are. Are you Pakistani? I am. Are your parents cousins? Yes. Are you Pakistani? Yes. I'm gonna ask you. Okay, are your parents cousins? Yes. How do you know that? Because I know. Did your mom tell you that? Are they actually cousins? No, they're actually parents. No, not parents, cousins. Are your parents cousins? No. Your mom's right there. No? Are you sure? They're not cousins. How do you know? Because they're married. Ask your mom. Ask your mom. Ask your mom right now. They're not friends. They're married. Are you Pakistani? Yes. Yes. His parents are cousins. Are your parents cousins? Yes. Are you Pakistani? Yes.
Bro, what in
I did not know that.
Matrix, bro? If this doesn't make you believe that we live in a simulation, bro.
Everybody thinks I'm Turkish in Turkey, and all of the people in Turkey look like they could be Mexicans. Like if I were to go to Mexico and I saw this exact person and they were speaking Spanish, bro, I'm 100% convinced that that's a Mexican right there. The Turkish people here in Istanbul will speak to me in Turkish first.
Interesting.
So only English. In all seriousness though, why do people from this part of the world look like Latinos? Someone tell me.
Then this right here would make complete sense, bro. It only makes sense, man. When they created the Cabbage Patch Kids, they were literally telling us about the real ones, bro. They were putting it in our faces. I'm telling y'all, man, we're literally in a simulation. We're in the Matrix, bro, because this is the only explanation for this. But what do you guys think? This is some crazy stuff, man. The age of Aquarius, the truth is coming to the surface. Let me know down in the comments below. The shift is here. We're in the midst of it. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
This device was banned by the Rockefellers in the 1800s. And this is copper tensor glasses. And they would use this device to enhance their eyesight and remove headaches in the 1800s. Because we are electrical beings and we run on electricity. Therefore, when you wear copper, the greatest conductor around a specific body part, the copper enhances the energy flow of that area, instantaneously healing that area. So if they had knee pain, they would wear copper around their ankles. And if they suffered with poor eyesight or headaches, they knew that they should wear copper around their head, which is why these devices were used in the 1800s and are actually known as the original glasses before the ones we use today, which we know make people worse because it's $1 trillion industry. And they also knew to add crystals in the center of the glasses because they knew that crystals also emit healing frequencies, such as amethyst, which emits frequencies which can help with mental clarity. And so when they were wearing these glasses on their head, the amethyst would sit in the center, which would then also instantaneously heal that individual. So if you've ever wondered why these glasses are no longer sold, it's because the elites found something out about copper they don't want you to know.
This is New York in the 1890s. Allegedly, the first skyscrapers were built in 1885 in Chicago, and they just happened to build all those buildings in a few short years. This right here is Notre Dame in Paris. More Paris footage. Every last one of these people had plans just like you to go build that business, to go get that certification, to go start that nail salon, to compete in the next powerlifting competition like this guy right here. They all had big plans, and every last one of these people is in the ground. Your life is finite. And look, horse and carriage, but then they built all these amazing buildings around the world, and the buildings look the same everywhere. Every country has these Tartarian, Roman-looking buildings. Some of them look like the cathedrals. What I think we're watching here is just post-reset footage that the Lemire brothers filmed. They want us to think that people were just living lives and, the history is real and we're not being lied to. When after the last reset in the early 1700s or late 1600s, they needed to create a society and make it seem like what we're being told is true. So they documented it. Oh yeah, people are just living their lives. They're just doing their thing. And they had to explain why all these buildings were here. That's why they come up with fake construction stories, fake architects. And, they're still riding horses. But they built all these beautiful, perfect buildings. They had the great technology and craftsmanship to pull this off, but they're still riding horses. And even buildings like this, these cathedrals, this one's in St. Louis. Massive. To the Matrix, they built it in 7 years. It cost them $3 million. And these cathedrals are all over the world. They're certainly all over America and Europe. Okay? And what I think Tartaria is split between two sides, between the Roman side and the millennial reign of Christ side. I do believe Christ already returned based on what Jesus said in the Gospels, based on what Josephus wrote about, based on the history, based on the made up information all throughout history to hide the truth. Okay? And that footage, that 1800s footage we're watching, is them playing a movie in front of us to get us to believe a narrative that is not true.
If you look at Heter Iska, for example, it's a way of getting interest-free loans, and it's only for people who have blood. And many banks hold it. Heter Iska. Like that's for everyday. Because you know why? Because the Holocaust.
Love that equality.
They understand how bad usury is. It keeps you forever in debt. And it's like, if you can't afford to buy something, you probably shouldn't go in debt and pay interest on it.
Right? That's an endless rabbit hole. This is kind of what I'm saying. It's like they're brilliant in a very evil way. Yeah. In an immoral way, because they don't make money by selling products. They don't make money. They make money by owning people.
And taking
people. Think about that. Think about that. Like, every other culture wants to contribute value and wants to say, hey, this is something to be traded.
The United States is owned by foreign corporations. Nixon opened it up for foreign trade. And when Nixon opened up for foreign trade, the people of Europe and the common market and Spain and different places, they don't care about the United States forest. And in short, the United States has been sold out by people who really don't care for anything but money. I've had all the money in the world 3 times. I had to give it back to keep the game going. What game? The game. It's a game. Money is a game. It's only real to the people who work for it. The people that don't need to work for money, it's a monopoly game. It's a game of paper. It's all on paper. I've got a production company, and I've got a recording company, and I've got a mansion in Beverly Hills, and I've got Rolls Royces and Ferraris. I've got everything money can buy, but it's all on paper. Everything's done through the companies and through the tax loopholes, and the people that live on that level, they don't care about the average honest mule that just goes back and forwards to work. They don't care about the children that are in the streets that are thrown out of this upper echelon of existence. And then when all the children fall down into me on my level, I pretty much identify with them because I was a throwaway also. So it goes to the point of, do you really care?
When you said...
And who does care? And if anybody cares, they're considered crazy. I've been 15 years in the nut ward for trying to stop the trees from being cut down, from trying to rearrange a lifestyle of a bunch of people who don't want to change. But they're going to change because the cold wind is blowing.
You mean to tell me they started this movement too?
Behind the transgender movement.
Yes, it gets its origin in Zionism, and it gets its origin in the Talmud, Zohar, and Kabbalah. It's a Kabbalistic doctrine of Adam Kadmon, which is eventually they have this doctrine called Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. Yes. So how do they want to repair the world? They want to bring it to the original. Who was original Adam? He was androgynous. So now they're putting specific things in food and drink, and they're basically their end game is to make humans that on Earth that will survive whatever it is they're bringing androgynous.
Yeah, they do it with the youth so much. Nobody has a problem with that, apparently.
Are we ever gonna wake up?
שליהודי יש נשמה ולגוי אין נשמה, והוא דומה לבהמה. יותר גרוע לפעמים.
Even worse.
ראית דש? כן. מכל מקום, ההבדל הוא ככה, נשמות של ישראל באות ממקום גבוה מהעולמות העליונים, נשמות הגויים באות מהעולם הנמוך, זה נקרא עולם העשייה. יש 4 עולמות, אצילות, בריאה, יצירה, עשייה, הם באים מהעולם הנמוך ביותר, משם נוצרו נשמותיהם. ממילא הם לא יכולים לעלות יותר, ונשמת ישראל היא נשמה גבוהה מאוד מאוד מאוד.
So if I told you that my dad signed an NDA to hunt something that wasn't supposed to exist, and that the people funding it weren't scientists, but billionaires, you wouldn't believe me, but this was posted on a forum.
I'm gonna tell you guys, so you guys don't have to watch that long video. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Absolutely freaking insane, because do you know how many freaking stories there are like this? I have made countless siren videos, and do you know how many ex-Navy or older people like that have been in the Navy, they know someone that's in the Navy, they have parents in the freaking Navy, have told them the things that they have seen. And there was even one guy on my video, he said, and I fact checked this too, I looked at, he had posts about him being in the Navy, whatever, and like proof. And he said, I would tell you what I've seen in the water, but I would be scared for my life. What do you mean? So now I've heard, right? I have heard people, you know what? Let me just tell the story. Basically, there's someone who had a dad that was in the Navy, and when he gets older, he ends up about to die, and he shares a story that he had went on a trip looking for sharks, and that's what they said. But usually you'll hear that they're hunting them for the elite. So this time the elites, the billionaires, were on the ship with them. They are going out into deep water. This is in the early 2000s, around the time that all those yachts started to disappear. And this is right after the 1997, I believe it was 1997 when the bloop appeared. They went to the same area that the bloop was, and they started looking. They got interested to see, like, what could this possibly be? You know, after the scientists said, it's just icebergs rubbing together, please. I always say, if it was just icebergs, why are you guys looking? Listen, why are we all of a sudden detonating ton bombs in the freaking ocean after the bloop happened if it's just ice? Okay, go out there. All of a sudden, after 3 days of like nothing, they get something like thrashing. Well, they see something on their sonar and they're like, okay, maybe it's like a shark or something. No. It starts going as fast as the ship, like neck and neck with the ship, just like Sauce 90. Y'all know that fisherman that they took his boat because he was posting proof that sirens exist. You know, those things that were on either side of his boat going just at the same speed of his boat. I'm telling y'all, he caught sirens on tape. So they end up getting this thing in the net. It's thrashing around way too strong to be freaking human. He sees eyes that like are reflecting like cat's eyes and gills along the side of its body, and it ends up going back into the ocean. And half of the billionaires are arguing they want to keep going and get footage. The other half are like, nah, we're freaking leaving, like they're scared. Absolutely insane. Now, I've never heard a story of the billionaires actually being there, but I mean, I honestly believe things like Squid Games are real, because if you have a lot of money, most of the time people don't know what to do with it.
Y'all aren't ready for this one. Exodus took place in America, and the true Nile is the Mississippi River. Moses was born here and was buried in Utah. Pay attention to this one, because I'm going to be showing you how much of the Old Testament actually took place here in the Americas. When Moses split the Red Sea, he was leading the Israelites into California. For centuries, California was depicted as an island in all the older maps, even labeled with having a Red Sea. So if cartographers of the past were really mistaken, why do so many maps have this exact same mistake with such detail? Now by the 1770s, California begins to look like what it does today, but can't go back to its natural state due to so many dams and levees holding it together. There are over 1,500 dams in California alone, literally holding back an entire sea. Now, the Mississippi River is the true Nile. The Nile, the fake Egypt, does not match the description in Isaiah 11:15. It said the Lord smite the river into 7 streams, but the Nile we're given in Africa only has 2 major tributaries. And what is the largest river complex in America? The Mississippi. It's the only major river on Earth that matches the description with 7 massive streams. There's also many Egyptian named cities across the Mississippi, and these are just the ones alongside the river, not considering the rest of the country. Now let's read about the death of Moses in Deuteronomy 34, which shows us his final journey and burial being in Utah, or Judah. All the locations mentioned are found here. This one puts the nail in the coffin. Then Moses went to the plains of Moab, onto the top of Mount Nebo. So a 70-hour walk from Moab to Mount Nebo. Okay, to the top of Pisgah. Pisgah, Utah, that is over against Jericho. Boom, Jericho, Utah, right across Mount Pisgah. And if you're not mind blown yet, you need to drink some wake up juice. But hold on, we still got more places to verify. And then the Lord showed him the whole land from Gilead onto Dan. Gilead, Utah to Dan, or Daniel, Utah. Same thing. All these places are in the same vicinity to Mount Nebo. All of Naphtali, or Nephi, Utah, as in Naphtali being one of the tribes of Israel. The territory of Ephraim, right here. And now you won't find a Manasseh, Utah on the map, but there's a reason for that. The town no longer exists. It didn't survive. But there was a Manasseh in Utah. Give it a quick search and you'll see Manasseh is said to have existed right next to Ephraim. And what do we know about these 2 tribes? They were brothers. So of course they'd be right next to each other. Remember, it says Moses could see the whole land of Judah, or the whole land of Utah, from the top of Mount Nebo. This is what it looks like 12,000 feet high. And sure enough, you can see all these sites from this mountain. Now let's take a look at their little fake hill, Mount Nebo, in Israel, Palestine, which is only 2,000 feet. And it's not even a mountain, it's labeled a ridge, a hill. So why are you calling a ridge a mountain? You mean to tell me Moses could see the whole promised land from this little hill? It doesn't come close. That is a real mountain.
Makes a good argument.
More biblically named locations throughout Utah. Moses Rock. They told you Mormons named these places, but that's the cover story. That's the hijack. Mormons just knew they were setting up in the ancient lands, and they even talk about Indian tribes being descendants of the Hebrews. And while I'm not saying they are, it could explain all these ancient Hebrew artifacts that have been found throughout the US. Many of these tribes were at least in connection with the Israelites. And once you start to compare not only their cultural similarities, the artifacts, or even the linguistic similarities between the Native American languages and the Hebrew tongues, you will find a mountain of evidence. But that's a story for another time. America is the true promised land. And you know there's a spell cast when people can't see what's right in front of them.
So watch this video. It's of an Israeli reporter going undercover as a priest. Take a look.
Recently, Israeli Channel 13 reporter Yossi Eli went undercover as a priest for a day. Dressed in a robe, he walked through the old city with Franciscan Father Alberto. In the first 5 minutes, he was spat at 5 times.
So are you really surprised that Christians are being attacked by Zionists?
No.
Really? When was the last time a supremacist was selective? You know, being Christian doesn't make you any more or less safe in Israel than Muslims. Journalist Yossi Eli went undercover as a priest in Jerusalem to witness this growing hostility firsthand. Within a couple of minutes, he was spat on multiple times, not by a random individual, but by young extremists, children, and even soldiers. So people try to isolate this as just the religious right, but that misses the point entirely. Churches in Gaza and now in Lebanon have been hit by multiple airstrikes. And in the West Bank, Christians face the same treatment as Muslims. This isn't isolated, it's systematic. By the end of the day, wearing the priest's robe became unbearable. He said this wasn't isolated prejudice. It was normalized hostility fueled by ideology and allowed to grow unchecked. For one day, he played this role. For Palestinian Christians, this is their reality. So if we actually care about change, we have to confront what's enabling it. Christian Zionists continue to fund and support this system. At the same time, American evangelical support for Israel, it keeps growing. So get this, in Israel, their form of Christianity isn't even formally recognized. Think about that. The government doesn't even recognize the largest group of its own supporters and still takes their backing. If this were happening anywhere else, you wouldn't be able to ignore it. So ask yourself, why isn't this being talked about? And why aren't more Christian leaders speaking up? Silence is a part of the cycle, and it's time to break the cycle.
It's salt. Why is there salt in my floor? Because witches can't grow salt and I'm playing Call of Duty.
No way.
You were a jackass. You better clean that up. No. Dave, clean that up.
I knew it. Witches can't cross salt. I never knew that. Right? She didn't cross it either. Right? She was wearing all black. Right? And she wanted him to clean it up. Why couldn't she clean it up? Stop playing with me, son. This video's for entertainment purposes. I don't know what the hell is going on there, but maybe they're just playing around, guys. Shut up! I think that video was old, though. I don't think it was new. But it's something to think about, guys. So if you think you got one of these people around, just carry some sea salt on you. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game I ain't got. You know what time is it. Shut up! But I tell you one thing. If a girl ever comes over to my house and I throw her salt and she doesn't pass it, I knew it.
Hello?
All right, folks. This gentleman showed up randomly at this guy's door somewhere in California and was asking for his daughter. People, watch what your children are doing online, especially on Roblox. The update video is immediately after this. He has yet to post the video explaining exactly what took place, but I'll post it as soon as I get it. Check this out.
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
Who are you?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this f***ing door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
open the door. Open this door. I'm breaking it down. You understand me?
Leave my house. You don't.
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
Oh, weirdo.
Can you leave my house, please?
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do in my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door.
Serious brows.
No, or I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
Should do movie trailers. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you very much, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Peace.